True.
True. Okay.
True.
So let's complete the quiz and see what we have here. We got 100. So yeah. So that is it for today's security awareness training video. I hope you learned something from the voicemail video. Today our resource person is Rainette Alote. So without further ado, I'm going to invite her to take over the seminar and take us through social engineering, physical and password attacks. So Miss Rainette, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you. Please let me know when you can see my screen.
Not yet. Okay, it's loaded. Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay. So good day, everyone. My name is Renette Alute, and it's actually such a great honor to welcome everyone to today's presentation on social engineering, physical and password attacks. So within the next about 20 minutes, we'll go through the complex landscape of cybersecurity threats, but would mainly focus on the techniques used in social engineering, the vulnerabilities posed by physical attacks, and then also very important, critical importance of safeguarding our data and technology against password breaches. Before we delve into the world of social engineering, let's first establish a common understanding of cybersecurity threats, which will take us to our subtopic here. What are cybersecurity threats? So here on the slides, we have that cybersecurity threats encompass a wide range of malicious activities and events that aim to compromise the CIA, that is confidentiality, integrity, or availability of digital information and systems.
Hello.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I think you are sharing
Yeah, I think
your
you
only
shared.
one screen. Yeah. You're not sharing the
Oh,
PDF or something.
okay. Let me. Can you see it now?
Yes. I can be seen.
Yes.
Okay. So, as I said earlier on, cybersecurity threats encompass a wide range of malicious activities and events that aim to compromise the confidentiality, integrity, or availability of digital information and systems. This is usually done by cyber criminals. And here, cyber criminals are like digital burglars. So they try to break into your online world to either steal, mess up, or block access to some very important information that you have, or probably your network or technology. These threats are just not a nuisance. They are very annoying, but then they can also cause serious problems for either just an individual, a whole business, or an organization, and even to the extent of it being a nuisance to the government. But when cyber threats are mentioned, we mostly think about the parts that has to do with the technology. So imagine that the cyber criminal doesn't only try to attack your technology, but then relies on human behavior and trust. So then that is where that's where social engineering comes into play. Here, social engineering has to do with the practice of using psychological manipulation to trick people or organizations into disclosing private information, granting access to systems or locations that are restricted, or doing activities that jeopardize security. Here, the lines between technology and then human nature is kind of blurred, which makes it kind of a great challenge to the technology world, because when it has to do with the technology, there are measures that should I say, easily put in place to prevent them. But then when it comes to dealing with the psychological nature of a human, that becomes more of a challenge. The goal here of a social engineer is to try to persuade their targets into doing things that they would otherwise not do. Now, these cyber criminals use certain principles to socially engineer their targets. So, some six of these principles are listed here. That includes scarcity, familiarity based attacks, creating a feeling of urgency, intimidation, principle of authority, and trust. Mind you, these social engineers might not just use one principle to try or work on their targets. Some of these cyber criminals use, if not all six, but then or more than one principle at a time on their targets. Let me give a scenario to help us understand these principles. So you receive a call from someone claiming to be probably your internet service provider. You pick up the phone and the person on the other end says, "Hi, this is Renette from AT&T or MTN, sorry, calls command center. The technical team here has detected unusual activity on your internet connection. So kindly go ahead and give us your personal details, because if you don't, there's a possible security breach and that your personal data could be compromised, including the fact that all your devices are at a risk of malware infection." So with this scenario here, the fact that they said that if you do not give out information, your device is at a high risk of a malware infection, it kind of brings in scarcity, because they are bringing in the fact that if you do not, time is of the essence, and that an immediate action is necessary to prevent any harm that might be caused. Also, familiarity based attacks. So when a cyber criminal calls to you and let's say you use MTN, and he says, "Oh, there's a problem with your internet connection, MTN internet connection," the fact that they mentioned whatever ISP you use would create some sort of familiarity with them, because I mean, how else would they know that I use MTN or Tigo or whatever? So then that is where familiarity based attacks come in. With urgency, they create a sense of immediate necessity, or then they try to put pressure on you to give a swift response. And they do that by highlighting the consequences of the action. So then if they mention what is going to happen if you do not comply with whatever they are saying, it kind of puts you in, gives you a sense of urgency that, oh, I need to do this so this will not happen. Intimidate. If the issue is not addressed immediately, your personal data will be compromised and your devices will be affected with malware. So then they're saying that it's going to kind of intimidate you, because you wouldn't want your personal details out there. Also, trust. They impersonating an ISP has kind of established a trust between you and whoever you're talking to. So then once they feel like they've established the trust with you, they try to exploit it by asking about personal or sensitive information. And then when their targets falls prey to whatever their aim was or is, they then abuse whatever sensitive information they've received from the target to perform malicious activities. So then that's just a simple instance of how a cyber criminal would use all the principles against the target. Social engineering techniques. These are technical methods used by attackers to manipulate individuals or organizations into divulging sensitive information, providing access to systems, or performing actions that compromise security. Some of which are spam, phishing. First, for spam. So you know how usually probably everyone has the number of times they all go through their mail. You go through your mail all the time, and I think some for Gmail is sectioned into, I think, primary, social, and I don't really remember the last one. But then when you go to the social aspect and you see, I am a shopping person, so any email I see on probably those shopping websites, Fashion Nova, Pretty Little Thing, whatever, I will want to open the email to check what's up. Now, spam is when they continuously send you emails, some maybe of which you are not interested in, but then if they keep sending you emails from various websites, they will definitely get someone that would click on something that they are interested in. So then when you do that, then you are being put in a situation where you are giving your personal information to the cyber criminal. For phishing, this is a type of social engineering attack where the cyber criminals use deceptive tactics to trick individuals into revealing sensitive information, such as their passwords, usernames, credit cards, or other personal data. So then this can happen when um, an attacker or a cyber criminal sends an email impersonating probably your bank or, as I said earlier, on your ISP. Then this email contains um, a message that provides is giving off a sense of urgency that probably needs your account details to, or your personal account details to go through. So then they create a sense of urgency there and tell you probably that your account has been compromised and you need to click on a link to verify your account details. But then if you fall prey to that and then click on the link, it's leading you to a fraudulent website that's going to capture your login credentials, which will allow whoever is the attacker to gain unauthorized access to your account. Website attacks. So farming is an example of this. Web farming is an example of website attacks. And so imagine the scenario. I'm using a lot of the scenarios here because I feel like it's going to make us understand better. So you're checking your mailbox, and instead of seeing your regular emails from, I mean, people that are expecting to send you emails, people you're expecting to receive emails from, you find emails from things that are or random flyers or random advertisements from different companies that you're probably not interested in or you've not even visited their sites before. So then that's what it's like. There's also typo squatters who employ URLs that are misspelled or slightly altered but bear resemblance to legitimate sites addresses, which enable them to execute typo squatting attacks. So then probably if you're going to a website and then you misspell it, these attackers rely on that to lead you to a false or an illegitimate website where they're able to get your personal information and then use it for um, malicious stuff. We also have credential harvesting. So this phishing emails can be used for credential harvesting. In the case where I made an example that I give an example that an attacker impersonates your bank, and then when you click on a link in the email that has been sent, they're able to um, send you to an illegitimate website where they are able to get your login information and then use it to access your account. So most of these techniques or all the techniques that I mentioned, which were spam, phishing, website attacks, and credential harvesting, are all not in-person techniques. These are things that so are done. You are basically not in the same environment as whoever is attacking you. It's based on technology, but then we have some technolo techniques that are sorry, that are in person. We have dumpster diving, and that is when the attacker or cyber criminal goes into the organization or whichever environment they are going to find information on their target. So then they go and try to secure important documents that would be of use to them. How do we prevent this? It's usually prevented by document shedding. So then making sure you shed all documents that have important data or sensitive information, data encryption, and employee training. Because if you put in all these technological um, preventive ways there and then your employees do not know how to do stuff like this, it's really going to affect the company. So then employee training is very important. The shoulder surfing. So this is the process of looking over a person's shoulder to capture information such as their password or other data. Although shoulder surfing typically implies actually looking over a person's shoulder, other similar attacks, such as looking into a mirror behind a person, entering their credentials, will also be considered shoulder surfing. So then, probably when you're typing in your um, details to log into your accounts, the attacker or cyber criminal looks over to try and get whatever you're using to log into, get access into your accounts. There's also tailgating. So most companies have ID cards which are specific to every employee. So then when you walk into this room with your card giving you access to that room, the company is able to know who enters, who goes in and out of that room. Now, tailgating is when I have an employee card and I use it to open the door for someone else, or then I open the door and then someone follows in. Now, if both of us enter that room and something goes wrong, someone else does something wrong, I will be held responsible because when checking, well, it's my employee card that was used to give access into that particular room. To identity fraud and impersonation, we have pretexting, identity theft, and hoax. So pretexting is also, I'm going to give an example using the same bank example. So when someone calls you and says, oh, if you bank with the, let's say, EcoBank, hi, I'm from EcoBank and there's a problem with your account that needs your password to fix it. This, is not really the bank, but then whoever is doing that is engaging in pretexting because they are trying to trick you into giving them your sensitive information. So it's basically, let's say in a summary, when someone makes up a story or pretends to be someone they are not to gain your trust and get something out of you. So something being either your personal information or access to your accounts, whichever way. They always use a sneaky form of lying to get what they want. Identity theft. This transpires when an individual illicitly acquires your personal details and credentials to perpetrate fraudulent activities. So they're gaining your social security number, your account details, your ID cards, passports, whichever way to try and get access into your accounts, pretending to be you. Since they have your details, they are able to pretend to be you. That's basically identity theft. Then hoax. This is when false information about a particular topic or person, situation, whatever, is brought out with the intention of tricking individuals or organizations. So then the cyber criminal has their target markets. They have their target markets. So then they know what kind of hooks to bring out, who is going to fall for it. Okay, this person is going to be my target, they're going to fall for it. And then they manipulate how people believe in, or the beliefs that people have in that particular topic or situation. And then the people tend to change their behavior or actions around it. Password attacks. So there are three different types: a brute force attack, password spraying attack, and dictionary attack. Now, password spraying attack and dictionary attack are both types of brute force attack. So, to explaining what a brute force attack is, that's when the cybercriminal attacker uses a try and error method. So then they try to use a try and error method to gain access, unauthorized access to a system by trying all possible combinations of passwords or encryption keys until one is found. A password spraying attack is where the attacker tries to get access into multiple user accounts by trying a small set of commonly used passwords or a single password across many accounts. So that is why it is advised not to use one password for all your accounts. Quite a number of people do that, or they use simple, commonly used words as their passwords for accounts. It's quite easier to guess those, because when you have access to, when the attacker is able to get access into one account and they use the same password on another account and it works, they are basically going to try and work on all your accounts at that point. A dictionary attack is also when the attacker uses a predefined list of phrases or words from the dictionary. So using phrases or actual words that have meanings or phrases that have meanings as your passwords is not advised. It's usually advised to include symbols, letters, numbers, sorry. It's advised to use symbols, numbers, letters, mix them all together. That way it's much more difficult to basically guess those. To influence campaigns, I'm going to give a scenario where, okay, so imagine this. You're going through social media. Let me use Twitter or X, that is called now. So you're going through X, your X feed, and then you see a post about a controversial political issue, something like climate change. So all of these posts that you're seeing have extreme viewpoints that are going to shake up your emotions like that. So probably you're going to feel fear when you see some of these posts. You're going to be angry when you see um, other posts regarding this climate change, but then all linked to politics. So then some would use catchy slogans for their posts. Others may use graphics that are going to get your attention. But then these posts come from different sources, some legitimate, some from anonymous, and others with unclear motives. These could include misleading information, cherry-picked data, or even outright lies to support a particular agenda. So as time goes on and you keep seeing more of these posts, basically, naturally, you start to feel overwhelmed or confused because you're seeing different opinions on one topic. So then it's going to overwhelm you because you might even start to question what you basically, or the information you previously had on climate change, or you feel pressure to take a stance which formerly you were not drawn to. So then that's basically an instance of influence campaign. Also, I like to add that it's not just about selling the products or um, giving the public information or trying to influence them to take stands in a particular topic, but then it's about shaping the opinion that they have, which is in turn going to influence the behavior of their target market. Okay. So a lot has been said previously in the past, I think, 10 slides. But to summarize it, I would say that we need education and awareness because, first of all, if we are not trained or our employees are not trained on all these attacks that basically have to do with the psychological manipulation of an individual, they are not really going to know what's going on and they are mostly going to fall for it. We are also being advised to practice good cyber hygiene, like maintaining a strong password, using multi-factor authentication whenever possible, and then trying to upgrade our software regularly. We should also try to limit information sharing by being cautious about sharing personal or sensitive information online, especially on social media, because now it feels like everyone's life is just really open on social media. So then people think they can just go on there and then post anything. But then we should try our very best to limit the information that we post there, whether it's personal or work related. Yeah, I think this brings my presentation to an end. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Raynette. Please, are there any questions for our speaker? Any questions? Okay.
I think I have
So if
one.
there are none, please go ahead.
So I overheard her say something about dumpster diving. What did you say was the solution for the dumpster diving?
So I said document shredding, the
Mhm.
data encryption, and employee training, because you need to teach your employees about all these things. If not, it's just going to waste.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Yeah, I don't think I heard that, but that's fine. And also I wanted to also find out from you when you were talking about passwords. What will be an ideal? Let's say I'm too green to cybersecurity, and you're trying to advise me on how to come up with creating passwords. What would you say to me? Because sometimes coming up with passwords is a little bit difficult, and especially when you're preaching that every account that we have should have different passwords. It means that I should be able to come up with different passwords every now and then. How would you advise uh, me if I needed to come up with various passwords, and how would I know that this password I'm generating is actually one that will be good for my account?
Okay, so mostly I won't say this is a standard for creating passwords, but it's mostly advised to use one with at least 12 characters long, and then a combination of uppercase letters, lowercase letters, numbers, symbols. And so, like I said earlier on, also, we shouldn't use a password that is found in the dictionary. Don't use your name, name of a person, a character, anything you really like, or a product. Don't use the name of your organization in your password. So then mixing up stuff like numbers, symbols would actually be advised. Does it answer your question?
Yes, it does. And thank you for that. One more question before I let you go. You touched on tailgating. Did I see piggybacking in your slides?
No.
Okay. Do you know of piggybacking?
Um, no.
Okay, because I was going to ask if you did, what was the difference between piggybacking and tailgating? But if you didn't have that in your slides, that's fine. Okay, I think that's it for me. If you didn't have that, that's okay.
Okay, so thank you very much, Renette, for that insightful presentation. I personally did enjoy it. I know we all did too. So before we leave here, I would call upon Thomas to give us the closing remarks. Thomas, the policy report.
Hello. Hello. Okay.
Thomas, we
It is
can hear
with
you. Go
great
ahead.
okay. It is with great pleasure and gratitude I stand before you all today. And I would like to say a very big thank you to all of you for joining us today. We really appreciate your support and everything that has been going on. And to our speaker, Renette, we thank you for today's session. And also, we like to say, if you're a first-time attendee, we are thrilled to have you. And if you have also been attending this seminar every time, we also say thank you for your enthusiastic participation. And okay, I would like to introduce something to you. That is Soft Afrique's, okay, hold on. Okay. Soft Afrique Cybersecurity Plus course. Okay, so in today's digital age, safeguarding our online presence is more critical than ever. That's why we are proud to present a comprehensive 4-month program designed to equip you with the tools and knowledge to protect yourself today. So our program is led by industry experts. Our course covers everything from fundamental principles to advanced techniques in cyber defense. Whether you're a tech enthusiast, a small business owner, or simply someone who wants to enhance their cyber defense skills, our program has something for you. It also has interactive modules, real world case studies, and hands-on exercise. So as you finish the course, you gain practical skills that you can apply immediately. And upon completion, you will receive a prestigious certification, opening doors to exciting opportunities in the field of cybersecurity. But then that's not all. As a student of Soft Afrique Cybersecurity Plus course, you will enjoy a range of perks, including resume building assistance, interview preparations, mentorship from cybersecurity experts, and also exclusive access to our state-of-the-art resource hub. So why leave your digital safety to chance? Okay, so enroll in Soft Afrique's Cybersecurity Plus course today and arm yourself with the knowledge and skills to stay ahead of cyber threat. Visit our website at portal.softafrique.net to learn more and secure your spot. Okay, your digital security starts here with Soft Afrique. And our sorry. Okay, can you hear me? Hello? Hello?
Yeah, we can, Thomas. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Our Threat Intelligence Seminar happens every Wednesday. So if this is your first time, make sure to join us the following week. And if you have been joining us also, make time to come here. It's at 4 p.m. GMT or the Eastern Standard Time, 12 noon. We also have our orientation section every Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, so as we bring this session to a close, I would like to thank you all once again and hope to see you next week. I would say bye-bye to everyone who joined. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.